Welcome to the Stateless Standard, where we stop pretending the Western occult tradition runs on the same Bible your grandmother keeps on the nightstand. There is one poem, 12 books, 10,000 lines of blank verse that has functioned as the private scripture of Rosicrucians, high-degree Freemasons, Illuminists, Golden Dawn adepts, and Thelemites for 3.5 centuries. It is not the Book of Genesis. It is John Milton's Paradise Lost. And once you see how deeply its DNA is braided into every major secret order, you will never again swallow the comforting lie that these organizations are Judeo-Christian. They are Miltonic, and Milton's God loses. Milton built his epic like a Masonic temple, 3 deliberate floors. Floor 1, the exoteric crust, a Sunday school cautionary tale. Satan bad, obedience good. This is the version they still teach in high school English and quote at funerals. Floor 2, the moral allegory. Free will exists, blind obedience is suspect, knowledge has a price. This is what the average 33rd degree Mason will admit to over cigars. Floor 3, the esoteric revelation. Lucifer is the light bearer who sacrifices himself to awaken humanity. The fall is not a tragedy. It is the necessary descent into matter so that man can ascend as God. The real sin is remaining a slave in paradise. This is the version carved above Hellfire Club grottos, quoted in locked Scottish Rite consistories, and annotated in Aleister Crowley's own blood margin copy. The genius? All 3 readings are defensible from the same text. That is why the poem survived Puritan censors, Catholic indices, and modern school boards. It carries its own perfect camouflage. Let the record speak. Book 1, lines 242 to 270. Satan's speech on the burning lake. What though the field be lost? All is not lost. Here at least we shall be free. That is the founding declaration of every secret order that ever swore libertas on a dagger or a skull. Albert Pike prints it almost verbatim in the 19th degree lecture of the Scottish Rite. Book 2, the Council in Pandemonium. Moloch wants open war, Belial wants subversion, Mammon wants to build a rival empire in hell. Weishaupt lifted the entire debating structure for Illuminati minutiae. The Carbonari used it as a playbook. Modern policy think tanks still do. Book 4, Satan's soliloquy on Mount Niphates. Which way I fly is hell, myself am hell. Every Golden Dawn adept is required to memorize this before crossing the abyss. It is the exact psychological posture of the Black Brother. Book 9, Eve after eating the fruit. My mind is changed, things invisible to mortal sight. That single moment is the template for every initiatory opening of the eye, from the Royal Arch degree to the O.T.O baptism of the Babe of the Abyss. Book 12. Michael tells Adam that after thousands of years of suffering, mankind will finally be restored to a paradise within thee, happier far. Translation: the kingdom is internal, hierarchical, and earned. That is the entire promise of every secret society that ever sold a ring, a medal, or a higher degree. 1730s to 60s, Sir Francis Dashwood has Satan's better to reign in hell carved in stone above the West Wycombe Caves. 1776, Adam Weishaupt cites Milton more than Rousseau in Illuminati correspondence. 1871, Albert Pike quotes Paradise Lost 27 times. In morals and dogma, more than Isaiah, Paul, and Moses combined. 1888, Mathers and Westcott based the entire Golden Dawn cipher manuscript cadence on Milton's iambs. 1904, Aleister Crowley, in the margin of his personal copy, writes next to Satan's rebellion, "This is the true God of the Thelemites." 1920s, Crowley rewrites the Gnostic Mass so that the priest's invocation is almost line-for-line Book Vi's hymn to light, just with Therion instead of Messiah. 1950s, Jack Parsons signs the Babylon working, Balarion Armalus al-Dajjal 666, and quotes Milton's chaos as the literal astral realm he is opening. The receipts are not hidden, they are proudly displayed, once you know which library shelf to pull. Here is the Black Pill masterpiece. The same establishment that spent centuries banning Paradise Lost for making Satan too heroic now teaches a lobotomized version in universities where the devil is just a cautionary tale about hubris. Meanwhile, the men who actually run the institutions, the ones who meet behind key and password doors, still recite "Evil, be thou my good" as operational doctrine. They turned the most subversive poem in the English language into their private hymnal, then convinced the herd it was a bedtime story about not touching the apple. Milton gave them a scripture that justifies hierarchy, rebellion, and the deification of man without ever having to say the quiet part out loud. And the quiet part has been winning for 357 years. This is the stateless standard. Next time someone insists secret societies are Christian, ask them which Bible contains the line, "The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven." Then watch them squirm. Subscribe if you're done with sanitized history. Comment the Milton line that just rewrote your operating system. We read every one.